Welcome to MedTalks, your go-to source for health information and medical insights. I'm your host, Juvenava, and we are bringing you the latest in healthcare. Whether you're looking to understand the basics of wellness, gain practical tips for everyday health, or learn about community resources available to help you live a healthier and happier life, MedTalks has you covered. Join us on this journey to better health, and remember, a healthier you starts with a single conversation. Stay informed, stay healthy with MedTalks, where every talk is a step towards a better you.
Grace Med Health Clinic is your home for complete compassionate care. From medical visits to vision screenings, dental care, behavioral health support, and a fully equipped pharmacy, we're here to meet all your health needs. Our dedicated team of providers and staff work together to make every visit welcoming and stress-free. Because at Grace Med, you're not just a patient, you're part of our family. Call 316-866-2000 to schedule your appointment. Grace Med Health Clinic, compassionate care for all.
Welcome to another episode of MedTalks. I am Juvenava, Director of Community Outreach and Communications. I am here with Stacy from Embrace. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Juven.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome.
Stacy, tell me a little bit about yourself for our listeners who don't know you.
All right. So I am a licensed master social worker, and I have been with Embrace for over 6.5 years now.
Wow.
So
Yes.
I act as the Director of Resources.
Okay. So speaking of Embrace, talk to me a little bit about the history of Embrace and what is Embrace for our listeners who don't know.
Okay. So Embrace is celebrating their 40th year.
Awesome.
We've been around since 1985. It was one of the, probably the second, I guess, probably, I don't know, a pregnancy crisis center, I mean, is what they often were referred to, and actually was our name for a period of time. So it focused on supporting those women that were in the position of just saying, hey, what are we going to do at this point as far as I might be pregnant and where do I go from here?
Right. So speaking of Embrace, I know you've mentioned that it used to be called a pregnancy crisis center.
Mm-hmm.
What was the need that the founders of Embrace saw that the community needed, that they were like, we need to have something here?
So, yeah, it was a group of individuals that felt that the sanctity of life was something that needed to be addressed, and to be realizing that sometimes we make that crucial decision in the midst of this crisis, and all of a sudden we're like, what do we go from here? And so just to help them stop, slow down, and be like, hey, here's an option, and here's some thoughts, and here's some supports, and here's some, things that you might not have thought about or realized were out there for you.
Right. I completely get that. You mentioned a little bit about Embrace itself, but what are some of the services that Embrace offers?
So we provide at no cost pregnancy tests.
Okay.
We do what we call limited sonogram. It's not to find out the gender or anything.
Right.
And then we also, as far as what we call an integrated service appointment, then they come and see myself or our other resource manager.
Okay.
And so that's when we sit down with them and be like, okay, where are you at with everything? And we do an assessment and look at that piece of it. And so, and then of course we have a lot of different classes and programs. So
you've mentioned that after your assessment, that's when the time you get to talk to your clients and with your classes. What is the education component that you offer your clients at Embrace?
So we focus on 2 different classes. That one is based on relationships. It used to be called Done with Drama. And one is parenting. And so just giving some skills as far as maybe sometimes building up that relationship is a big piece of, having a successful family, that sort of thing. And then also the piece of parenting and positive parenting and all that.
I love that. I love that Done with Drama class. What is that about?
Well, that's why I say it is the relationship class, but now they're like, oh, we're going to call it relationship again. And I was like, really? I really like Done with Drama.
I know. I like that.
I know. I did
that
too.
Caught my ear.
Right.
I was like, I could recommend a lot of friends to that.
I know, right? 'Cause,
Exactly. we've worked together for a number of years now, Grace Med and Embrace, with
Right.
just a partnership. And I can imagine that you have a lot of collaborative relationships that you have with other organizations. What do those look like?
I think it's just important to build that community of providers
Yeah.
so that when we are with a client, knowing what they need and just wrapping those services around them to help them be successful. And so, by like our partnership of making sure, hey, let's get you in for insurance,
Yeah.
you could possibly qualify, you know, da da da, and you
Yeah.
could get in and be, you know,
Right.
able to get the help you need and all that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that because I think it is really important for especially someone who is dealing with that situation just to be surrounded by support and to also know that they're not alone.
Right.
That I think can be a bit of a challenge when you're probably thinking like, oh my gosh, now I'm pregnant. What do I do?
Yeah.
Especially for those unexpected moms
Mm-hmm.
and things. And so I'm glad that we're able to have those moments where we can really collaborate.
Right.
Have there ever been moments of challenges that you have seen that moms are dealing with or expecting moms dealing with?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Um, sometimes father the babies are like, hasta la vista.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they leave them hanging in a bad situation.
Right.
We've actually had a few cases here lately where, some have came in from Mexico and came in from different
Mm.
countries, and now all of a sudden they're like, well, the fathers basically abandoned them.
Right.
So trying to connect them and trying to get them supports,
Yeah.
and we have an amazing coordinator of Spanish
Hmm.
services and stuff as far as Robin. I mean,
Hmm.
she's been known to be dropping off stuff at their houses and
That's
going the extra
awesome.
mile.
That's good.
So, yeah, I would say that's some of our challenges. And then, I mean, really, it's just a matter of meeting them where they're at and being
Right.
like, okay, do you need housing? Do you need a job? Do you
Hmm.
need, where are we at with all those? And sometimes some of the people are like, I just need insurance. I need
Yeah.
to get hooked up to WIC
Yeah.
and I'm good to go. Because they might have other supports, but some don't.
Right. Right.
So,
And it's important for them to feel supported and to
mm-hmm,
get those resources that are available
right,
to them. You've obviously Embrace has done such incredible work. What does the future of Embrace look like? Like, what are your goals for the
right.
future?
We just opened our second location in
A gorgeous
Derby.
location, by the way.
Right? It
Yes.
is. It is. Yeah. Not to
Yes.
say us in the Wichita are a little jealous, but it's right. No.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, yeah, we've expanded staff.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I started there was maybe 10 or 11 staff, and
Yeah.
now we're up to 20 some. Um, and I think it's just trying to figure out where that need is.
Mm-hmm.
We spend a lot of time in prayer of going, okay, where do we go from here and what is the need?
Mm-hmm.
And that was one thing that we kept feeling like we needed to go south and we needed to go
Yeah.
down closer to Oak Lawn area and that kind
Right.
of thing and try to help make a connection down there because there's really nothing down there.
True.
So yeah, I mean, as far as where do we go from here? Because we have our incentive classes,
Mm-hmm.
we do childbirth ed,
Mm-hmm.
which they give away a cute diaper bag full of goodies.
Nice.
Um, and then I'm one of the only one that's paid under a grant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that and Elizabeth, who's at our Derby office.
Okay.
Um, so we were able to get a little bit more funding. So we started the Community Partners for Pregnancy program.
Okay.
Just meaning that we're trying to tune in, bring in professionals from the community
Yeah.
and have them share. From a doctor in physical therapy,
Mm.
and she comes in and talks about the pelvic floor and their health. And then we have
Okay.
someone that comes in, and does feed and flourish as far as lactation. And we
Yeah.
have our a pediatric sleep consultant.
Okay.
So how do you get the babies on a schedule
Yeah.
and try to help them get good sleep so mama gets the sleep she needs
That's
so
really
that
neat.
doesn't affect her.
Yeah.
And then also their mental health. And
Yeah.
that's such a big piece of
Definitely.
perinatal, is really
Need.
becoming a
Mm-hmm.
major thing. And so, and even realizing how it affects the fathers.
Right. So, do you
So,
provide services after they give birth to a child as well?
yes.
Okay.
So is part of our grant, in which Tim says, well, we would do it anyway, even if we didn't have the grant. But so we can meet with them up and through that first year.
Okay.
So we're there for as long as they need us. I have, in fact, a young couple, and just moved back to Wichita after going out of town for a little while, and they check in and they're like, hey, we're doing okay, and their little girl's getting ready to turn 1, and so it's just awesome. And we have a lot of our volunteers and different staff that are like, let me, if you make a connection with them, you can become kind of a mentor, and and kind of help them in other ways too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned volunteers. So if the community does want to get involved with Embrace and want to provide that support,
Right.
How can they do that?
They can contact our office and reach out to Stacia, or just let the front desk know, hey, I want to talk to someone about volunteering. They'll get you in the right direction, whether it's at the Derby office or the Wichita office. But yeah, they tune in and just try to figure out what's the best fit for you. What are your, what are you looking for? That kind of thing. So it might just be, some people are like, I just want to pray for you guys and be on the prayer team and that kind of thing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I want to be in there and, meeting with people and meeting with the clients.
Right.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of different ways to get involved.
How do you get more people involved in Embrace, like more patients who want to participate? Like, what's your community engagement like?
We do like the community baby showers and those kind of events usually, and anything else. Sometimes there's health fairs and stuff that we participate in, just to let people know that we're available and that it's a service we offer, because some people don't know.
Yeah. Our outreach team always says, like, I saw Stacy there, or I saw Embrace there. So that's always really good to see, When we are talking about Embrace, we're obviously thinking about like pregnant women, things of that sort. Are there any kind of, let's say, some myths that people have of Embrace that you just want to like that's not true?
Yeah. Sadly enough, there's a whole thing about they're fake clinics. They don't really have, and it's like, no, our staff is trained. They are trained in sonograms. They're trained in STI testing, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think they try to say we're fake clinics or something, and it's like, no, we're for real.
Yeah, it's always interesting what people say about things.
Yeah. So yeah, we have to just verify, and I mean, we work closely with Sedgwick County and the health department and that kind of thing. So yeah, we're just here to kind of fill in that gap for the community. So.
Right, I get that.
Yeah.
When you mentioned grants and you mentioned like funding, how do you show the impact that you have within the community so that you can receive more funding and get those grants?
We just work with one grant.
Okay.
Tim doesn't want any more.
Okay. I get that.
Otherwise, it's all by donations.
Okay. That's awesome.
And even with donations, the building we just built is paid for.
Oh, wow.
So
a lot of organizations can't say that. So
I know.
It's incredible.
I know. It was a major blessing.
Yes.
So it was like, okay, that's when you know you're going in the right direction.
Exactly. Exactly. That's great leadership then.
Yeah.
How can people follow more on Embrace? Is there like a website?
We have our website, embracewichita.org. We have Instagram. We have Facebook. We have all the social media going on. But yeah, so we just try to be in all of the realms, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I get that. I always like to ask this question when I'm interviewing people. You've been in Embrace for a while. What is your personal motivation to just still continue to be there and to still advocate for Embrace?
I think it is the fact that you can feel like you are trying to do God's work. And I know as a social worker, I've been in a lot of different realms.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can sit there and pray with the clients and that you're not just worried about them emotionally, mentally, and physically, but spiritually, and like, where are your beliefs? How are you feeling? What's going on with you? How can we support you in that realm and that kind of thing? And so I think makes a huge difference as far as because I've worked in mental health. I even worked in child protection. I've worked in a lot of different arenas. And so I think that's where that makes the biggest difference is just bringing in that component.
I agree with that. I mean, Grace and I, we focus on spiritual care as well. So
Right.
it's a really nice connection to have with your patients. Yeah.
I just need you guys to get obese now.
We are trying.
I know, I know.
We would love that, but that's our goal too.
I know.
When it comes to like our future, so excited about that.
Right.
About that opportunity to happen. Hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Stacy, thank you so much for joining us and for
Sure.
giving
This
us
was
your time
amazing.
to
Right.
to get to know Embrace and to get to know you. Listeners, watchers, if you are ever interested in looking up more about Embrace, check out their website, and we will catch you our next episode. Bye, guys.